Hi, my name is Anthony Ivey, and I'm a native Nashvilleian. I grew up here in Nashville, Tennessee. I educated in the public school system. As I grew up here in Nashville, things drastically changed throughout the years and whatnot. My parents were divorced at a very young age. I was about 9.5 years of age. We moved from a middle class neighborhood to the public housing projects, and things changed. From my mom having to work two jobs to support the family, to hardly ever seeing my dad, to getting adjusted in the neighborhood because the kids thought I was better than them because I wore clean, nice clothes. We left a two-door garage home and a white picket fence to come to live in public housing. And all we were trying to do is survive. I got in many fights as a kid, trying to struggle and survive in a new neighborhood where I didn't feel like I belonged, and I was very upset and mad and angry. Later on, I went off to college. I finished high school. I lived in Texas, and then coming back home, I suffered one day an attempted robbery and ended up being shot in the left leg twice. I literally had to learn how to walk again. I never knew my assailant until I entered into the courtroom. The circumstance was one day I went by to visit my mom at her apartment. I left her apartment. I was catching the metro. A guy spoke to me, and I didn't know him, so I just said, "What's up?" And out of the corner of my eye, after walking a few more steps over to the metro stop, I saw him coming. So I became alert, and I turned around and I faced what was coming at me. We began to just fight in the middle of the street, fist to cuff. And then a partner of his ran up to him and threw him a pistol. He took and shot me twice in the left leg. I assumed that perhaps he might be trying to be a member of a gang or something. They found this young man about 16 months later in Florida. We ended up in a court of law. He was acquitted for the crime, and I went through therapy, learned how to walk again, and pretty much put my life back together. But when I was lying on my bed of affliction during that time, I cried out to God because I wanted to get even so bad. But God told me, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, and that I will repay. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord." So I left it in God's hands and let him handle it. And that's the first time I really experienced forgiveness, because I figured that if God created the world, he could take care of the situation much better than I could. Yes, it may be hard for us to shed some tears, and it doesn't make us weak as men and women, but we have to trust in God. He's our Heavenly Father, and he takes care of business, and he does it well. So for those of you who have heavy hearts and have experienced hurt and pain, and you're trying to overcome bitterness in your life, you need to trust in God. You need to give him your pain and your circumstance. You need to believe that God can move mountains. You need to believe that he can calm the storm. But you have to first forgive. You have to let it go and let God. You have to denounce the stronghold that the enemy has over you. You literally need to speak that name or that circumstance into existence and say, "God, I forgive them. Bless them. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go." Because the longer you hold on to it, it's excess baggage. It's going to weigh you down, and it's going to make your life a living hell. Just let it go. And while you're here on earth, you might as well experience some heaven. So let it go. Receive your peace. Be set free.